Hi guys, my name is Emily Merritt and I'm the assistant manager of Cruise Farm Downtown. So a little bit about Cruise Farm if you've never been before. We are a locally owned and operated dairy farm right here out of East Tennessee. We have a herd of Jersey cows that we milk every single day, and then we use their milk to create our seasonal milk products as well as our delicious ice cream. Right now we have 5 different locations. We have our downtown Knoxville store, which is where I'm sitting at currently. Then we have our Asbury East Knoxville location, as well as the Pizza Barn. Then we have our Sevierville location, and we are very, very excited to announce that we just reopened our Morristown location. So we've been super, super busy. We are gearing up for our summer season right now, but I'm very, very glad that we get the opportunity to read a couple chapters out of Zoey and Sassafrass, Dragons and Marshmallows for one book read city. It's going to be super exciting. I absolutely love to read, and I use my ability to read every single day here at Cruise Farm. When you come in and you get your order taken, it gets printed out onto a little piece of paper. And then I have to be able to read that piece of paper to make sure that you get the ice cream that you wanted. That's just one of the ways that I use my love of reading here at Cruise Farm. Outside of this job, I am actually a student at the University of Tennessee, and I study microbiology, which is pretty much the study of germs. And I need my ability to read in that job as well. Sometimes I have to read these super, super long research papers and these big articles. And so I have to be very excited to read those because it does take a lot and it takes a lot of understanding. So I use my ability to read there as well. Again, we're going to be reading chapters 14 and 15 out of Zoey and Sassafrass, Dragons and Marshmallows for you guys. So let's get started. All right, we're going to start with chapter 14. It's called Bigger. Mom walked me out to the barn with her arm around me. I had hoped I could handle all of this on my own. I wanted to impress my mom with a healthy dragon. Instead, she was going to see a sick dragon that I hadn't been able to help. We walked into the barn and I stopped. I rubbed my eyes. Whoa! Marshmallow was walking around. He had bright eyes and he was at least twice as big as he'd been in the morning. How did that happen? Dragons must grow really quickly. Sassafras was about to walk into the pen but froze. I think he was also shocked to see how big our little guy had gotten. Marshmallow trotted over and nuzzled Sassafras, who purred loudly. The two of them jumped around and played while I stared in awe. Mom squeezed me in a big hug. Zoey, I'm so proud. You kept trying even when things got hard. How about we leave these two to play and see if we can convince your dad to part with some more fish? Just like that, the day went from awful to wonderful. I did it. Even though I made some mistakes along the way, I helped Marshmallow. Chapter 15, Learning to Fish. Sassafras and I were out in the barn playing with Marshmallow. Only a few days had passed, but Marshmallow was about the size of a horse. Sassafras liked to jump on his back between his wings. Then Marshmallow would run in circles around the pen until Sassafras started to fall and jumped off. Marshmallow always stopped to sniff and make sure Sassafras was all right. I wanted to remember the way they played together forever. Oh, I'd never taken my photo of Marshmallow. I dashed off to get the camera and got an action shot of the two of them together. Mom came in the barn and looked at the photo of Sassafras riding Marshmallow. At first, she laughed a lot, but then she got quiet. Marshmallow's getting awfully big, Zoey. I sucked in a deep breath. I knew what she was going to say next, and I didn't want to hear it. I know this part is hard, but a dragon isn't meant to live in a barn. He's meant to be free. I nodded and kept looking down. If I looked up at Marshmallow, I was sure I'd start crying. I guess he'd have more fun flying around and exploring the forest, I mumbled, and he might not even fit into the barn much longer. Saying goodbye was going to stink. Once Sassafras was done dragon riding, we all headed for the forest stream. Mom wanted to teach Marshmallow how to catch fish. When we got to the stream, Marshmallow seemed nervous. Rather than check out the stream, he snuggled up behind me and put his big head on my shoulder. Sassafras hates getting wet, so he hid behind Marshmallow. Mom rolled up her pants and splashed around in the water. "Marshmallow, the stream won't hurt you. It's really fun. See?" After a few minutes, Marshmallow's curiosity got the best of him. He joined her in the water. Next, she showed him that there were fish in the stream. Once he realized that, he really loved the stream. He spotted a fish in the water and tried to catch it, but he missed and ended up with a mouthful of stream water. Yuck. "Don't give up, Marshmallow. You can do it," Sassafras and I cheered. Marshmallow kept trying and finally caught one. After that first taste of success, he got much faster at catching fish. He even brought a little fish to Sassafras, who purred loudly in thanks. I was rolling up my pants to join the fun when Sassafras started meowing like crazy. He stared at the bushes nearby. I stood very, very still and watched. A blue dragon head slowly peeped out of the bushes. It looked about the same size as Marshmallow. "Come on, sweet girl," I cooed. The dragon kept her eyes on me as she took a few small steps forward. The splashing behind us stopped. I looked over my shoulder and Marshmallow and my mom were both frozen, watching the new dragon. Then, Marshmallow let out the most beautiful sound. It sounded like a cat's purr, only louder and more like a song. Maybe dragons purr when they're really happy? The new dragon's eyes lit up and she purred right back. She trotted into the stream and sniffed Marshmallow. They twisted their necks around each other in greeting and purred even more. Something about the way her blue tail moved was so familiar. Was she the friend who had brought baby Marshmallow to our barn and disappeared into the bushes? The blue dragon took a few steps toward the forest. She looked back and called out to Marshmallow. She wanted him to come with her. My heart dropped. I was going to have to say goodbye to my dragon. Marshmallow took a step to follow her, then stopped. He came bounding over to us and nuzzled my mom and Sassafras. Then he rested his head on my shoulder. I wrapped my arms around his warm, strong neck. I blinked back tears. "Goodbye, Marshmallow. Be a good dragon." I gave him a gentle nudge toward the new dragon. He looked at me one last time. "Go ahead. It's okay." I waved him on. Before I could change my mind, they both leapt into the air, the forest filled with the beautiful noise of two happy dragons. The sound was so pretty that it was hard to be sad. My mom moved to my side and wrapped me in a hug. "Look how healthy and happy he is. That's because of your help." I nodded and couldn't help but smile as I watched them spin and dive through the air until they were nothing more than specks in the sky. All right, y'all, that is chapter 14 and 15 of Zoey and Sassafras, Dragons and Marshmallows. I'm super, super glad that Cruise Farm was able to participate in One Book Read City, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you soon.